This is Jackie with theboxingvoice.com. I'm at Mendez Boxing in Lower Manhattan with Eddie Hearn. How are you?
Very well. Hot. It's like a sauna in here, isn't it?
On the East Coast. So welcome back.
That's why Lester's not here, because he thought it was too hot, so he's just chilling at home.
Yeah, he's sitting.
Exactly.
He's in the air conditioning.
I can imagine. I know what Lester's like.
So how do we feel about this weekend?
I think it's a great fight. I think like the bookies make the odds, it's a 50-50 fight. Obviously, we think Darren's going to win, but it is a really good fight. Gil is relentless in his work rate. Darren's a very clever fighter. I think it's going to be really good to watch. Two great technicians, and I'm excited.
What about Gil makes you say obviously Darren's going to win, otherwise than you working for him?
Yeah, because I just think it's his time. I think he's going to draw on the experience. He's been to Atlantic City before. Obviously, when he first fought Sergio Martinez, he was here when Lee Purdy fought Devin Alexander in his corner, actually. And just everything's sort of geared up for this moment for him. I think against Martinez, we felt we could win, but when you look back, did you really have the belief you were going to do it? Well, this time, I don't think he can see himself losing the fight. It's no disrespect to Gil, but I just think he's too clever. I think he punches very hard right now. And I think the mental state is a big advantage in a fight like this. When it's so close, 50-50, you're always looking for edges, whether that's physical or mental or emotional, and I think he's going to have the edge in all departments.
So he's coming off of 2 stoppage wins, and then after those were the Martinez fight. Do you feel like he's completely over any emotional distress and injury caused in the Martinez fight?
I think he doesn't look back on that with remorse. I think he looks back on that, in a happy way, and thinks that was a great experience. I was in there with a middleweight great, and actually 2 years ago when he fought Martinez, he was a totally different fighter than he is now. He was potentially at the peak of his career, and he gave him hell for 7 or 8 rounds. It was really close. But I think you've got to draw off experiences like that and embrace, what you've learned and those occasions. Since then, after that fight, he actually got injured. He had another hip operation. And I think since he's come back from that, he's sort of taken a no-nonsense approach, where he's just come in and blast people away. And he's looked like a different kind of fighter, much stronger, a different mentality, a different game plan. And I think he'll look to do that to Gil. I think he'll look to go after Gil and stop him. And that's what I think is going to happen in a fight. I think Gil's going to stand in front of him and try and fight him, as he does. And I think Darren's going to be too clever and too strong.
There's rumors of the winner of this fight, because it's on HBO, being set up as an opponent for Gennady Golovkin. Do you think there's any truth to that? You would know.
I think HBO would like that, obviously. There's a mandatory for the winner of this fight to face straight after, potentially against Felix Sturm. Basically, Golovkin is a fantastic fighter. I mean, any fighter would fight any fighter. It's the teams around him that wouldn't make that fight happen. For that fight to happen, it's got to be the right deal for Darren Barker. It's got to be a lot of money. It's a huge risk fight. Golovkin is clearly the best middleweight in the world right now. But you're in the game for the big fights and for the big money. So if that's the case, Darren Barker would fight him tomorrow.
That sounds like a plan. Do you have a Twitter or Facebook, anywhere anyone can follow you?
My Twitter's at Eddie Hearn. It's getting bigger every day. I'm getting a lot of abuse, Twitter trolls, but you troll me, just bring it on.
All right, well, that's Eddie Hearn, and I'm Jackie with The Boxing Voice. We'll see you next time.